Hello and welcome to chapter 2 of our Fireteam series. In this chapter we're going to go through the process of creating our main menu system as well as the lobby screen to get players connected and into a game together. So in this first part we'll be going through the process of setting up our main menu maps and getting a little simple tab bar at the top to display options for the player. So let's jump straight in. So the first thing you need to do with your main menus is you need to make the menu levels. So let's create those setups here. We're going to go new folder and we would call this one a menu folder. And in here you're going to create the level that we want to use, and this would be the main menu. And in here you're going to have when you open up a blank level, so there's going to be nothing in here at all whatsoever. Now if you wanted to have some nice backdrop to it, maybe a level of a game, you're more than welcome to. You can put whatever you like in here. It could be a duplicate of the level, totally up to you, entirely up to you. But we're going to leave it black for now. We're not going to go through that at all, but if you want to, the option is there. Alongside the main menu you also want to make a lobby menu too, so we're going to create another level and call this one lobby menu. And the lobby menu is the same sort of thing, completely black. Again, you can customize it however you wish. However, one thing we will be doing to these are adding widgets to them so we can navigate through our game. Now to do this we need to create a folder in here for menu UI, and we're going to start off by creating the basic core tab bar at the top that allows us to navigate to where we need to go. So we're going to go to user interface and create widget blueprint, and we're going to start off by creating the main menu overall interface. So we go main menu interface and open this up. So our main menu is going to be pretty simple. We're not going to beat around the bush too much. We're going to keep it quite clean, quite tidy. So we're going to put a simple tab bar at the top here to navigate between play, options and credits or something like that. And then each window will have its own options down here. So first thing you do is create the tab bar at the top. Now for this we're going to make it a sub widget. And by that I mean you make another widget which will be added to that interface overall. So we create another widget blueprint. And this would be main menu tab bar, and we'll open this up. Okay, so now let's design our tab bar for this. We're going to get rid of the canvas panel for now, and in its place we're going to have a horizontal box, and put that in there. And this horizontal box is going to be consisting of a border which will go across to the left and to the right, and then we've got 3 buttons in the middle. So in the horizontal box here we're going to create a border, put that in, and we want to add a button there well, and we're going to duplicate this button. So I'm going to do another 2 times, and I'm going to duplicate the border again and put that at the other side. Now it's all squished up, and that's because we've just added them. We ain't actually done anything to them. So what you can do is select all of them, so all the contents of this horizontal box, and you can go over to the right hand side and choose fill. And this will fill the available space evenly. Now you may not want this to be the case. These buttons may need to be a certain size. That's entirely up to you what you want it to be, but generally this is what it's going to be like. Now overall this is showing us if it feels like coming to our screen. Now when we add it to our menu, that's not going to actually happen. So to see this actually closer to what it's actually going to be looking like in the end result, if you go over to the fill screen and go to desired on screen, and in here you're going to go and change the size, sorry, custom on screen, sorry, not desired on screen, custom on screen, and change the size of the width here to 1280, and then the height here to, yeah, leave it to 100, that'll be fine. Okay, so that is hold on, why has that gone so small? Let's just increase that a little bit more. 2080, there you go. So here we've got our menu appearing on the screen like so. Now if you want it to be just like Fireteam's one where we got like a slanted edge to it, it's pretty simple to achieve that. All you're going to do is you're going to go to each button and overlay them with an overlay. So wrap with overlay, And the button inside the overlay is going to be stretched across and down. And the button itself, if you scroll down, you'll find in the transform, render transform setting, the shear option. And you can shear it left or right or up and down. So I'm going to give this a -20 shear, like so. And I'm going to do the same for each one. Okay, but rather than do the copy and paste it over and over and over again, I'm just going to do one button and then I'll replace the other buttons with duplicates of this one. Now the reason for the overlay is that we need the button to shear, but we don't want stuff inside the button to shear with it. We want the text to remain normal. So what I mean by that is if we add text to our button here, the text is also going to be slanted, which we don't want. We want our text to be independent from that. So an overlay allows you to achieve this. You just put the text block inside the overlay instead, and now the text block is going to appear like normal rather than the button. Okay. And if we've done this to all of our things, including our borders, we can also make them all match the same slanty angle. So I'll go to the shear here, -20, and there it is. Now you'll notice here that it will cut off at the corner here, which may look a bit weird. The solution to that is to just make it extend the length of this a little bit longer than you need to. And you do that by going up to the padding and changing the padding on the left here to be a negative number. And what it will do, it'll push it out the sides. So I'll do -100, it'll push it out to 100 there. So when you play the game, you're not going to notice that gap there. And you may also want to add spacing between all of these, which we can do so in a moment. We'll do that once we've got to the end here. So let's just change the style of all our things here. So border, I'm going to change that to be black. So brush color, black, and we'll do 0.75. And we're going to drag the color up here so it saves us some time. We can just click on this and it'll set the color to whatever we click on. So for example, if I go on this button here and I go to background color, I can just click on this and it'll set the background color to be the same. Okay, that'll do it for now. That's our one button done. We're going to now do the other buttons. So actually, yeah, now we'll do that. We'll copy them over. So let's delete these other buttons here, and we're going to click on the overlay in our hierarchy here, and we're going to duplicate it. So doing Control W, we got our 3 buttons now appearing like so, and we've just got our border on the right here to also do. So just go to the brush color, click on here, and I'm going to change the transform to be sheared in the X by -20. Making sure we also give the padding on the right hand side in this case of -100. Okay. Right, now to add the spacing between to make it look a bit neater, we're going to click on each item in here. Like so. And we're going to go to the padding on the right and add a right value to this. Now we don't want to do it to the final border because that one's really got its own custom right value, so we're just going to deselect that, and on the right padding here we're going to put in a value of say 20. And now you've got these sort of gaps now in between, making the buttons a lot more nicer and stand out a lot better. Okay, let's change it down to like 10 actually. That's better. Okay. So yeah, just type in the text that you want to use here. So this will be play. This will be options. And we'll make the last one quit. Keeping it simple. Okay. So now we need to design the content of these menu options. But first of all, let's add our tab bar to the interface. So let's go back to the main menu interface. In your palette now, you're going to search for your main menu tab bar. So main menu tab bar. I'm going to copy that and bring it into the canvas panel. Okay. So that now gives us this on the corner here. We're going to anchor it to the top of the screen. So you can find the one that's at the top here. If you hold down Shift and Control, it will do the anchoring and the alignments for you. Just hit that with those buttons pushed. And all we do is customize the height of it, and we'll keep it 100. Okay, obviously you can customize the look of this, entirely up to you, as it's all just visual for now. Okay, so the content of this is actually going to be handled by a widget switcher. And the widget switcher is going to be only changing content in the center of our screen here, not changing the content at the top bar. So what you want to do is take the tab bar here and wrap this with a actually no, we can actually put in a widget switcher. There we go, and put that into the canvas panel. And this one will cover the whole entire screen. So you go to the anchors and you just shift and control and click on this one, and it will stretch it out across the whole entire thing. Now the way a widget switcher works is that its children, direct children, are indexed to 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on and so forth. And what we were doing is we were tying the button here to switch it to index 0, the second button to switch it to index 1, and the third button to switch it to index 2. So let's quickly design our play screen here. I'm going to go and create another widget. And we'll do main menu play screen. Okay, and this we just design however we want. So in here I'm going to have a vertical box. Put that in there. And we're going to have it somewhere down here on the left hand side. So I'm going to go to anchors and we're going to anchor it to the bottom left corner. And I'm going to just change the position here so it's higher up and a little bit in as well. We'll go to about 100 in the X and about -250 in the Y. We're then going to change the size of this as well. So I'm going to put the size to about 350 in the Y, and in the X we're going to do, let's do 350 as well in the X. Okay, so there is our vertical box, which is going to be our menu options. We have quick game, host game, find game. Okay, so let's add those to it, and these are going to be buttons again. But the difference from these ones are we're going to make them so they have no background, so it's going to look quite nice. We add them to the vertical box, and we're going to change the background color to be nothing. So change the alpha here to 0, and then we're going to add text to our button and text to it there. Okay, and we're going to change the text here to say quick match. Okay, now duplicate these buttons across. So we've got 3 of them, and you want to select all 3 of them, and you want to set them all to fill, and they'll fill the available space like so. Okay, you may also want to put in some padding underneath them or in between them. For that, you just choose a certain the middle option in this case, because there's only 3 of them, and just add padding on the top and bottom of, let's say, 20 there and 20 there. Okay, so they are our 3 buttons. Okay. Let's just change the text here then to host match, and we're going to do find match, which will bring up the server browser to allow us to see what servers are available for us to join. Okay, that will do it there. Hit compile and save. There's obviously animations we can add to this later and things like that and jazz it up, but we're not going to worry about that just now, as that's all stuff that you can do later on. It's not a big deal. Right now, when building a widget, we want to just make sure we get all the things in place and design the way we want them. So in our main menu interface, we're going to add this play screen to it and drag that in to our widget switcher there, and there it appears. Okay, and that'll do there. And what we're going to do next is we're just going to put in some text on the other ones. We'll come back to them later to when we complete them. So put some text there, and we're just going to center it and change the size of it there. We'll make this one say options. That's for placeholder, and we'll duplicate that, and that one's going to say quick game. Okay, so you can see different options. So when quick game is pushed, we'll make it have a confirmation thing where you can say yes, I want to quit, and return back to my desktop. Okay, so we've got 0, 1 and 2. So all we need to do is tie the buttons to these different options. So we're going to go to our tab bar interface, and we're going to go to each button. I'm going to name each button. So we're going to do button play, button options, and button quit. Okay, and then we're going to click on button play and scroll down till we find the green events. And we click on clicked and do that. Now the way this works, we need to communicate from the tab bar to whoever has the parent control of it, in which case is the main menu interface. So let's make an event dispatcher on our tab bar to report back which one is being clicked. So in our event dispatchers here, we're going to go on tab selected, and we're going to drag that out and do call. Now this thing needs to report back which tab got selected. So we're going to click on the event dispatcher, go to its inputs and add an input. And the input we're going to be adding to this is a widget. Or in this case actually, actually no, we'll make it output index, sorry, not a widget. So integer. There you go, my bad. Enter. Yeah, there you go. And we'll do index. Okay. Compile that, and we'll just refresh this. There you go. And plug that into button play. So the play button is the first button, so that'll be index 0. We're then going to do options, and that'll be index 1, and then we're going to finally do quit. Just going to do index 2. Okay, so compile and save that, and because this event dispatcher, when you click on the button, it's going to shout out which index you've selected. We're going to need to make our main menu interface here listen out for that input. So all we're going to do is go over to our tab bar here. And if you scroll down, you'll see on tab selected appears an event. You're going to click on this and hit plus, and this will report back which index got hit with the tab bar. So all you're going to do is drag out your widget switcher and do set active widget index. Plug that in. Okay. Next, we're going to make our main menu appear on the screen itself. So let's create our menu HUD and do that by blueprint class. And looking for a HUD class here, we're going to go to HUD, and we call this one main menu HUD. And the HUD class is a class that gets spawned in with the player controller, yeah, so it's unique per person that is in there. And it's a good place to access and store things like heads-up display. So we can go inside of here, in the event graph, and on begin play, you're going to do create widget, and we're going to choose the main menu interface. You can promote it to a variable, call it main menu, and I'm going to add it to viewport. Now nothing still yet won't happen because we haven't assigned our main menu HUD class here to be the HUD class that is being used by the game mode. So let's make a game mode for our main menu. So let's create a blueprint class, game mode base, and we call this one main menu game mode. And inside here, you want to change the HUD class to be our new main menu HUD. We then want to change our default pawn class to be none, otherwise you get a little ball turn up, which you don't want. So turn off to none, and that'll do for now. Save, and with the main menu level loaded up, we can go to the world settings and go game mode override, and you're going to choose our main menu game mode. So now when I push play, we should see our game load up with the options menu. Okay. Click on, I can't click on them yet. So one thing I forgot to do was we need to change it to use a different input mode. So what we're going to do is go to our main menu, game mode, open full blueprint editor, and begin play. Get the player controller and set the input mode to UI only. And the widget to focus is only important if you're adding controller support, but if you want to get hold of it, you can do. You just get it from the main HUD if you want, or you put this in the HUD if you want instead. It actually might make more sense to put in the HUD, but it will do fine here. I'll also need to show the mouse cursor. Show mouse cursor and plug it in to be true. Okay, so we go test it now. We can switch between play, options, and quit. One thing you'll notice though is if you click on the text itself, nothing will happen, and that's because of the visibility settings of that widget. So let's go into our tab bar here, and on the text that's in here, you want to go down to the behavior settings and change the visibility from visible to non-hit testable self only. Compile and save that. So now when you play, you can click on each one no matter what, and it'll change the tab. Perfect. And there you go. We've now got our tab bar at the top of the screen, and we've got our level set up ready to go. In the next episode, we're going to go through and add the play screen, where we're going to have options for the player to either host, join, or find a quick match to join and play a game with someone. You can watch the next episode right now over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley. You can find all my videos early before anyone else. Thank you to all my patrons and YouTube members for the continued support. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time. Bye everyone.
I'm ready to play now. Put me in the game now. I came here to prove it. I'm ready to do it. I can't be afraid now. Put me on the stage now. I'm ready to rage now. I feel like an animal stuck in a cage, and I'm ready to break out. My time, my time. None of you people can tell me to stop. This time, like the last time, you better get ready to race it.